The U.S. Supreme Court takes up the constitutionality of California's Prop 8. We are live in the courtroom as the High Court heard arguments.
Stunning news out of Italy as the High Court there overturns Amanda Knox's acquittal.
And is cooler weather on the way, including the chance of rain? Garth has the answer. Hello, I'm Christina Salvo in for Leslie Sykes.
And I'm Philip Palmer. Today is a big day in the legal battle over same-sex marriage. The Supreme Court heard arguments this morning for and against California's Proposition 8.
Eyewitness News reporter Alex Michelson was in the courtroom, and he joins us now live outside of court. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Christina and Philip. It's clear from being inside the court that the justices are conflicted about one of the most emotional and controversial questions of our time. Longtime court watchers say that this issue is drawing one of the biggest crowds here in decades. Activists on both sides of the issue demonstrated outside the Supreme Court steps before, during, and after the hearing, but the overwhelming majority of people outside and inside the courtroom are in favor of same-sex marriage. After the hearing, we heard from the Burbank couple who brought the lawsuit that's now before the Supreme Court and those fighting that lawsuit.
For me, from the beginning, this case has been about securing the right to marry the person that I love, and also having the equal access to the most important relationship that I know in life, and that's marriage.
It's been the culmination of a long and amazing journey, and we are so thankful.
We believe that Proposition 8 is constitutional, and the place for the decision to be made regarding redefining marriage is with the people, not with the courts.
So a victory here for us means that this issue returns to the people in their legislatures and their elected representatives where the debate belongs.
Now, no cameras were allowed inside the courtroom, but here are some sketches. The main argument for Prop 8, that opposite-sex marriage is different because it can produce children, whereas same-sex marriage cannot. The main argument against that is that marriage is a fundamental right that should be protected for same-sex couples. But Justice Scalia questioned whether that argument is really true.
When did it become unconstitutional to exclude homosexual couples from marriage? 1791, 1868, when the 14th Amendment was adopted, sometime after Baker, where we said it didn't even raise a substantial federal question. When did the law become this?
I may answer this in the form of a rhetorical question. When did it become unconstitutional to prohibit interracial marriages? When did it become unconstitutional to assign children to separate
schools? Easy question, I think, for that one. At the time that the Equal Protection Clause was adopted.
So you can see a very tense exchange there. There were several very tense exchanges between the justices and the lawyers. Now, that was about the merits of the case, but Chief Justice Roberts talked about another issue at the beginning of the argument. That is an issue called standing. Basically, whether this case can actually be tried here. Remember, the people that are supposed to be defending Proposition 8 is the state of California and its elected leaders, but they're refusing to do so. So the proponents of that ballot measure are here instead. They're saying that they have a right to defend it in court. The question is, do they really have that right? And so the court may choose to answer that question and not rule on same-sex marriage in terms of a national issue. You could see that there was some reluctance from the justices in terms of making this a broader national issue. Philip and Christina.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Alex, for that live report. A lot of people watching. Supporters of same-sex marriage held a rally in Long Beach this morning. Eyewitness News reporter Q McCrae joins us live with reaction from supporters and opponents. Q.
Good morning, Christina. This event began just after 9 o'clock this morning here at the Long Beach City Hall Plaza. And speaking with officials here this morning, they say this event was all in support of the Courage Campaign's California Mayors Against Proposition 8 movement.
This is a human rights issue, and we're going to fly this flag in solidarity. We hope the Supreme Court makes the right decision.
It was with cheers and applause that the city of Long Beach hoisted an LGBT pride flag in the sky.
There are 2 cases before the Supreme Court that are being argued over the next 2 days, and this is in solidarity with the gay and lesbian community because we are hoping they come to the right decision.
Mayor Bob Foster championed the event. His constituents from the gay and lesbian community were more than pleased.
As a member of this community for over 40 years, it's wonderful for the first time to see our pride flag fly in the city of Long Beach.
Starting this morning, the Supreme Court heard arguments on California's Proposition 8, which bans same-sex marriage in the Golden State. We spoke with Prop 8 supporter Robert Tyler with the General Counsel for Advocates for Faith and Freedom over the phone.
We are now at a point in time where there is changing beliefs in society, and frankly, same-sex marriage is becoming more acceptable according to the polls. So take it back to the people.
This rainbow flag will fly over City Hall Plaza while the justices argue the constitutionality of same-sex marriage for the next 2 days. These Prop 8 opponents hope for change.
I know they're going to see it our way. I mean, there's no other way to see it. There is human rights, simple human rights, and if they don't see it, then they're missing something in their life.
We look at each of the justices, and I think that there's a couple of surprises on the court, and I think it may actually be a lopsided, and it may be a surprise.
I asked Mayor Bob Foster specifically if he had any concerns about turning away his constituents who are for Prop 8, and he told me that wasn't a main concern of his because he can't please everybody. Now, the city of Long Beach will also have a candlelight vigil tonight at 6:30 to support gay marriage. That's the latest here live from Long Beach. I'm Q McCray, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Q.